So if you get a room of 100 people and every person brings 2 to 5 properties that they're looking to make a change with, we don't know what that change is. You have 200 to 500 properties in the room, right? So equity marketing, instead of going, from one sticky note to another and talking about it live in a meeting, instead you have one presenter doing what could be a quick pitch, which is about 30 seconds.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson, and today I'm joined by Cara, who's been making some serious moves in real estate investing now for about 7 years. Cara, welcome in. Glad to have you.
Hey, Micah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm excited for our conversation today. In our pre-call recording, you were talking about something that I'd asked what it was, and I'm excited for our story to get into it. So let's dive in there. For folks who may not know you yet, what's your main focus right now, and what markets do you operate in?
Sure, yeah. So my main focus is a niche in real estate called creative real estate exchange. So it's akin to a 1031 exchange. But if people agree, you may never need to use an accommodator. You could just trade properties, create a settlement statement, and go through a title company. And I'm starting to shift from having done that in the residential space and, small lending, stuff like that, slowly into commercial. So I recently got licensed in Michigan. I'm in the midst of setting that up with my broker and establishing a brokerage and starting to shift that creative mindset into bigger deals.
Love that. So before we dig in there, let's back up a little bit. What led you to here, right? Like how'd you get into real estate? And then that desire to create this group, this idea of how you kind of cut a middleman out almost, and then put people in room to do deals together.
Yeah. So when I first got started in real estate, I was hearing from other more experienced people that the average market cycle for, the overall market, stocks and real estate, automobiles, all of that, is about 10 years. So 7 years ago, we were approaching the 10-year mark from 2009, 2008. So I'm like, okay, let me just pay attention. Some of the formulas I'm learning might not work. So I actually went into a class in Tampa, Florida. I saw Peter Fortunato speak and learned about creative real estate. And I decided if I was going to fly down to Florida, I might as well spend 5 days and hit every networking group that I could. So I saw this amazing thing called Real Estate Exchange, where it's like haves and wants on steroids. They put properties like the napkin math information. Is it a rental? Do they need a property manager? Do they need someone who flips and they'll just bring the house and the equity? And they put up the property and then other people do the same. And you get the chance to make live offers in a room, which is effectively like a verbal letter of intent for follow-up outside of the room. So I learned that in 2019, kept educating myself, and then realized my local market here in Metro Detroit didn't have a network like that. So I figured I would start one about 2 years ago. And worst case scenario, you close it, right? But it's been low and slow and consistent, but we've got an active room anywhere from 10 to 30 people on a regular basis, which is a great size for really active participation and masterminding. And I love it. So,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Okay, take us through what a meeting's like. Giving us an example. So you got 30 folks in the room. Yeah.
yeah.
So what are they doing while they're there?
Yeah. So if you picture like a virtual whiteboard, okay, we'll have a square whiteboard. On one side, we have wants. On one side, we have stuff. This could be vehicles, air conditioners, timeshares, things like that. On the bottom, we have haves. This could be money. This could be mortgage brokering services, handyman services, stuff like that. And then on the top is properties. And we'll just fill in this whiteboard. We'll go from category to category or to each person, where if one person has a property and one person has a building team, we might try to link them together, where this person wants to retire, this person wants to get into the game. Hey, if you fix up my house, I'll give you 50% of the profit after we cover all of our costs. And that's a possible outcome from a room like that. It could also be someone retiring is a really good example because their needs are very obvious. So it could be someone who has, 500,000 or a million in a rental portfolio and they would rather be passive. So will they accept seller financing? But not only that, if I don't have money, but I have equity, can I put up one of my houses as a down payment, say a $200,000 free and clear house as a down payment? And then I'm going to buy that one back from you and I'm going to buy all of yours.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Love that.
Does
Truly
that make
creative stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It does. Because the world of creative finance and just creative in general, the strategies in real estate,
Mhm.
there's a lot of them. There's things that you don't think about. It's like there's the normal real estate world of the contracts that we typically
Yeah.
use. And then there's this other world that a ton of deals take place in that
Yeah.
are creative, where
Yeah.
it's like you're talking about. Why did that interest you so much? What about the creative world just got your like juices flowing?
I think it helps, honestly, my ADHD. I have a very active creative brain. My background's civil engineering, so I studied and took a master's. I've worked in a few different disciplines of engineering, from foundations to municipal, rock slope and mining industry. So this is a way for me to keep my numerical creativity active, if you will. So I'm very visual. I think about multiple things at once, and I'm very good at remembering people and places. So for those people out there who build a business and they scale one mode of doing business, I don't think I could keep interest in that over the course of 10 years. This to me is interesting because everything is live inventory with possible benefits that you can activate if the right opportunity comes around.
Playground.
Yeah.
There's so many things going on that can keep you just locked in. And if you have ADHD out there, if you're listening and watching, you understand completely what we're talking about.
Mhm.
If you don't, it's hard to explain because I tell everybody ADHD is it's a difference. It's not a disorder. You got to understand your brain and how it works.
Yeah.
It's funny to me how many people with ADHD, one, that are entrepreneurs, and then two, are especially in real estate, because it's such a huge term. It's such a big industry. You can participate in it in the way that suits you, right? I've spent my career since 2014 that way. How do I how do I stay in it but keep doing the parts I like, and got rid of the parts I didn't like? It was one of like
Right.
the industries. I did a lot of jobs growing up for that reason. You just kind of, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I want to, you just try things out. And real estate's the one that let me stay in the industry. That's what I
Yeah.
love about it. I got to
Yeah, you can
switch, you know?
exactly,
I
you can, like,
yeah,
shape your career for what you enjoy and keeps your dopamine activated the way it's meant to,
right.
because that's your natural rhythm. It's just not a neurotypical rhythm, right?
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah,
And if again, I haven't really talked about this much on the podcast, so we're gonna lean into this ADHD
I
some
love it. Okay.
because it's it again, it's a difference. Learning it for yourself. Understanding yourself is a big deal when it comes to whatever project you're gonna do. Because knowing how you like you know how you learn. Understanding how you learn, how your brain takes in information, how you work with other people. Because you're uniquely set up with gifts to run these kind of rooms, right? You're good at hosting. That's one thing that like lets you in. We were talking about it before. How does
Mhm.
that help you keep being yourself?
I think the way I'm starting to model my business, because 'cause I'm officially now restructuring it like a small business. I'm no longer the mom and pop, right? I'm starting to systematize. I'm realizing my highest and best role in my own business is out meeting people, going to conferences, going to these real estate exchange meetings and equity marketing meetings in other cities, because that is what will make me the most money, be it capital raising, being looking for win-win-win deals, because most exchange deals are or they don't get done. That's my highest and best. So the more that I can streamline my back office operations, I have an amazing assistant based in the Philippines named Amabel. I'm in the middle of redoing my bookkeeping and hiring someone who has experience in creative real estate herself. uh, that will allow me to go out and do more business. I'm very, very excited. I'm just starting to get to work with a charity that provides housing for a few at risk demographics, and we're hoping to add more by the end of the year. But they're bringing me on as like an advisory board member to help them with financing and acquisitions, which is my sweet spot. So I'm so excited.
Well, and it's interesting how life keeps opening doors for you when when you find alignment. When you spend the time, get clarity and alignment like you're doing, understanding, okay, I don't do the back office stuff well. I don't do the bookkeeping stuff well. There's a certain thing I do well. How do I set myself up to my strength
Yeah.
as often as possible, right? We
Yeah.
always got to do some things we don't like, but as
Of
often
course.
as possible,
Yeah.
how much are you setting yourself up? Because that's what makes a business grow. Like any business, that leader has to understand that part or you get bogged down. And that's where a lot of businesses fail is
Yeah.
you live too long in your weakness. There's a good book out there called Who Not How by Dr. I think it's Ben Hardy. And that's really what he digs into is there's a point you got to look outside. You got to find other people if you're going to build anything past a certain point because you got to understand yourself. And folks with ADHD, you do if we do the part we don't like for too long, that's what kills us.
Oh, yeah.
That's the part that it and we feel it bigger than anybody imagines. Like, it doesn't just suck the life out of you, it sucks the life out of you.
Every 1 hour really costs you 3, because you're then drained and need to go do
Right,
completely
right,
different,
right,
thereby wasting more
exactly.
time. So, yeah,
When you have to will that dopamine into existence, you only get to push that button so many times a day
yeah,
where you're empty at the end.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so for 2026, what's your big opportunity? Are you spreading out? You bringing this to life in more places? What's going on?
I'm kinda splitting the year. My first half of the year, I'm going smaller. I'm focusing in the business, cleaning up some bookkeeping after some personal and business partnership shifts. And I'm starting to open a brokerage here in Michigan. If all the stars align, that'll be the plan. And then for the second half of 2026 and into 2027, I'll be really focusing on going to out of town equity marketing meetings, which is one layer more complex than real estate exchanging, and hopefully putting together like a Midwest and Southeast real estate exchange with a few other real estate exchange and equity marketing groups based anywhere from Wisconsin to South Carolina. So hopefully we'll be having one of those meetings in the fall or next spring.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Nice. Excellent. So dig into the equity type. What's the difference there?
Yeah, so equity marketing is typically for when you have more advanced people in the room. And normally, rooms like this, they're held at the statewide level or the national level. So I just came back from the National Council of Exchangers, which is what I got my license for. And a room there is typically anywhere from 70 to 150 people, where about half of them are principals, i.e., they're like investing in their own deals, or half of them are brokers. So if you get a room of 100 people and every person brings 2 to 5 properties that they're looking to make a change with, we don't know what that change is. You have 200 to 500 properties in the room,
Mm,
right? So
right.
equity marketing, instead of going, from one sticky note to another and talking about it live in a meeting, instead you have one presenter doing what could be a quick pitch, which is about 30 seconds, or a moderated package where someone will dig in and ask them questions about the property, the situation, the desires of the people selling. And that's about 5 minutes. And then every attendee in the room is assigned a number. So all you do is listen to the pitch, you give them your number, and then you follow up after the meeting for what property or asset, right? It could be a note, something like that, a security, what asset you would like to offer to them or their client. So the amount of inventory that gets out is 5 to 10 fold.
So interesting. I just haven't heard of this before, which blows my mind. There's not much I typically haven't heard of. That's not true. That's not true.
In
Real
real
estate's
estate,
big.
let's give
Yeah,
it
but it's big. I hear stuff, but it's I'm always fascinated by how people find deals. I mean, leads are the lifeblood of your real estate business. I mean, this is a real estate investing podcast that we're on right now. And folks are always interested, where can I go find, where do I find a deal? Where do I find a deal? Where do I find a deal? And hearing about these other places where you can go find something that you're looking for and put it together in ways that are beneficial to you. Like creative, that's becoming a big deal in real estate, especially when we get interest rates moving up, different things. You run into all kinds of people that need different issues, or need different solutions. A lot of folks are in their older years that we work with, and they don't really need money right now. What they need is money monthly, right? So they don't want to pay that big lump sum in taxes. There's all these different factors where being in places where, one, you can learn how to do it, education's everything, but then exposed to the deal types where it already is thought about.
Yeah.
Talk about easy, right? And the
Yeah.
sense of just having it out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really neat. People who are more experienced than me say they've been in this about 5 to 8 years longer than myself. They say that if you attend one of these meetings every 2 months to every quarter, you come home with a binder of all the properties, you can usually just work out of that binder and you don't have to do any traditional lead generation or marketing. So think of the people spending thousands to tens of thousands of letters. Instead, I'm spending, 2,000 or so to go to a conference, fly to Las Vegas or South Carolina, spend 4 days there having very intentional conversations because you get to review the book ahead of time. And then you come home with the book, you come home with everything that you offered on and everything that people offered on your stuff. And you just work that for the next couple months from your desk. And that is how many people have ran their careers in this equity marketing or real estate exchange.
It's Again, behind all of our podcasts and stuff is a mastermind called Investor Fuel, and
Mhm.
I see the similarities to it, but what the big similarity I see is just the power of being in the right room.
100%.
When when you are with the people that understand what you're talking about, are participating in it, it's where you can, like, if someone's truly been able to do what you just said for their career, that's a life hack for the right person. That's giving someone access to a real estate market and world that most didn't know existed, and that, I mean, access to something is everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it lights up my personality because then I can stay in my genius zone, in person or on the phone, and you can't really exchange something for being in person. Like, it's amazing we can be here on a virtual recording today, but when you're in person with someone, like, only 30 some odd percent of our communication is verbal. So you just get so much more by being in the room.
For sure. For sure. There's nothing like a live event, especially as you're growing. You are the people you surround yourself with. It's a cliche for a reason, right? Like, there's always truth in these things,
Yeah.
and making sure you're with the people that, how do you go get with folks doing the thing that you're doing, or doing the
Right.
thing that you're interested in doing? Like,
Mhm.
that's how we do it.
Yeah.
That's that's how you make those connections, whether it's work stuff or golf, or it doesn't matter. Like, that's how
Right.
you make your friends. It's how you make your community, is go do the things, put yourself in places where people are doing the stuff that you're doing, and you start to develop your network. My
Mhm.
mentor, he's always about this, man. Go put people in your phone who nobody's going to be able to get their phone number in 30 years. He's like, and you do it before they become inaccessible. This is how you do that, right? Like, go
Yeah. Yeah.
build these relationships on
Yeah.
purpose. And you're right, you can't do it. While COVID did make this feel like we're hanging out, like, I do
Yeah.
enjoy what it did virtually, nothing
Mhm.
replaces that in person.
Yeah.
Nothing, because it's like you said, it's not just talking. I love the quote, "Your vibe attracts your tribe." Like, getting
Ooh, I
out there,
haven't heard that
being
one.
yourself, like, yeah, and just getting in that room with folks where they're qualified to be there too, right? That's the beauty of being in a vetted room, and what
Mhm.
makes, like, local meetups and things a little bit difficult when you're a higher level person is, how do you trust them, right? How do I be in here? How do I do this? And when you get into those places where you know you're walking in with folks that are equal or better than you,
Mhm.
man, the guard goes down, right?
Yeah.
You can get into those quick conversations much, or those fast, you can get to those deep conversations much quicker,
Yeah.
and build community. It's a cliche word too, but it's so freaking true. Like, you need your people, you need your group, and the best do it. That's the
Yeah.
reality. The
Yeah.
best are part of these things, and there's
Yeah.
a reason why they've been around a long time and why they don't go away. I always look at it like a country club in a sense. There's a reason people pay a lot of money to be a part of one, because
Yeah.
other people paid a lot of money to be a part of one. And don't you want a private place to hang out with them?
Yeah.
I do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I want that. That's what I'm hoping for, because that's what gets us all in that door where we all paid to be here. We all put in the reps to qualify to be here. So those two things really allow you to open up quick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had people ask me why I travel out of state. How can I afford that? And every time I go, I deepen a connection of someone I already know, like we call it financial friends in our little exchange realm over here. And or I come home with a deal. So I'm normally solving a problem that's in my business, or I'm deepening a connection, or I'm getting a new or multiple new opportunities. So for the way that I've structured my business with my personality and my strengths, I can't afford not to go to these things. So
Exactly right. They're all investments. If you're not understanding that it is an investment as well, and it should be making you money, you're looking at these groups the wrong way. The membership should pay for themselves, or you're doing it wrong. And they should do way more than pay for themselves. Like, if you're participating correctly, it's not a cost. It is I got to go here because that's what comes here. I was talking to a friend of mine who's been a part of ours for like 8 years. He does a ton of deals a year. And I ask him, "Why do you keep coming back, man? Why do you stay in a group like this? You have a huge business. You're really good." He says, "Man, because you can't beat one, real estate's always changing, and you need to learn. You got to keep your ear to the ground. And that's where you're in a group full of 170 other people all keeping their ear to the ground too."
mhm,
Right. And it's just that one. He goes, "It's the little things. I
yeah,
got told about a software 6 months ago that's made me $300,000 since I started using it. It's
that's
that, right?
amazing.
Yeah, it's just these
Yeah,
little different things that if I wouldn't have known about that, I wouldn't have switched to it. And it's that. So if you're out there and you're on the fence about these kind of communities and going on these trips,
Yeah.
go. Just
Yeah.
go once. You can decide
Yeah.
you don't ever want to go again, but
Yeah.
just go once with the mentality of I'm investing in myself. It has zero to do with you. It has meeting other people, right? Like we all you may feel weird if you deal with imposter syndrome, that could pop up there, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter, right? Here's what I
Yeah.
tell people about that. When you feel it, you're doing something right. That's making you grow. The only other time I feel that is when I'm
Yeah.
stretching my comfort zone, when I'm putting
Mhm.
myself out there and it's like, oh, good, this should show up now.
Right.
So
Right.
lean into it. It's all like, it's not trying to keep you from anything. It's like, this is the door, walk through it. I'm right over here.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, on imposter syndrome. Well, meeting in person, you mentioned alignment. The beautiful thing about meeting in person is you feel the energy, and it's like there's a whole shift that even if you come in not feeling quite yourself, there's a whole energetic momentum of people being there excited to meet with people who think like them, who want to grow, who want to keep putting in the reps, right? Because if what's that saying? Like, if you stop learning, you stop growing, or, you stop growing, you're dying, something like that. And yeah, being in the room is so powerful. So,
Change experience. I could harp on that all day. And Cara, this has been a super fun conversation. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time, your story, your perspective. I think
yeah,
we need more folks out there doing it like you're doing it. Lining your life up the way you want it with real estate. That's what we all get into this industry for, whatever it is you're trying to build.
right.
Find it, lean into it, understand yourself. And it takes time. You've been in it 7 years. You got into this 2 years ago, and it's just lining up, right? Like it's that's what's beautiful about it. So
Yeah.
for folks that are listening and watching that would be interesting in learning more about your exchanges and you and what you have going on, what's the best way for them to find you?
Yeah, so we just put up a landing page at greatlakesrex.com. So that's for Great Lakes Real Estate Exchange.com. And all of our events right now are hosted as Facebook events. So that's facebook.com/capital, all capital letters, GLREX. So we host events every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. The second Tuesday is at 11 a.m. and Eastern Standard Time, and the fourth Tuesday is at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are on Zoom and in person on the fourth Tuesdays, but we're always on Zoom. We get people calling in from across the country and just great conversations. If you need help with a deal, we mastermind, or if you just want to get your inventory out there and get some creative solutions like a stale listing, even if you're an agent, you'll normally get an offer in this room.
So if you're listening, make sure you check the show notes. Click on the link. Go see what's going on. Discover a world of real estate that might be the absolute perfect fit for you. As always, thanks so much for joining us. If you got value out of today's episode, please like this episode, share it with someone else you think could get value out of it. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We appreciate every single one of you that follow along out there with us. We've got more conversations coming up with operators just like Cara out there building a real business in the industry. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all in the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.